Hi everybody, my name is Addison and I'm a Girl Scout earning my Silver Award. For my project, I've been researching amazing women all throughout history and I'm going to be sharing the stories of them to all of you. Go check out my other videos for stories on a lot of other women. They're very informative and very, very fun. And I know you all will like them. Recently, I actually got this cool book. It's called Rebel Girls Lead. And what we're going to be doing today is I'm going to be sharing the stories of 3 different politicians from this book, and we're going to be reading 3 different mini stories today. Okay? So the first story we'll be reading together is of Wilma Mankiller. She was the tribal chief of the Cherokee Nation. Okay. And this is her. Let's read. Once there was a girl named Wilma who believed everyone deserves a home. Wilma was born in Oklahoma, the capital of the Cherokee Nation. Wilma grew up poor with 10 brothers and sisters. When she was little, her family moved to California. The government promised they would find money and jobs there, but that never happened, and Wilma felt betrayed. The Cherokee people, like many Native Americans, had been relocated before by the United States government. They were also robbed of their lands, abused, and even killed throughout history. Wilma felt like she had to do something to help her people. She went to school, got married, and started a family. When she told her husband she wanted to be an activist for social justice, he disapproved. So she divorced him and moved with her 2 young daughters back to Oklahoma. Their home had no running water or electricity, but they were happy to be back in their homeland. Wilma had many setbacks. She was in a serious car accident. She found out she had a disease that affected her muscles. It made it hard to even hold a pencil. Still, Wilma focused on the power of Gadugi, which is a Cherokee word for shared effort. Wilma rallied people together. They rebuilt homes and dug miles of ditches so pipes could bring water to their community. In 1985, she became the first woman to serve as principal chief of the Cherokee Nation. She led her people with dignity and hope. She fought for all Native Americans to get health care, education, and respect. I want to be remembered as the person who helped us restore faith in ourselves, she said. And her quote is, "The most fulfilled people are the ones who get up every morning and stand for something larger than themselves." And now I'm going to be asking all of you just one question about this mini story. So the one question is, when she and her daughters moved back to Oklahoma, what resources did they not have in their home? Was it A, running water and electricity, B, food, or C, heat? If you said A, running water and electricity, that is correct. All right, so now we're going to be learning about the story of Tammy Duckworth, and this is her. Once there was a girl who dreamed of serving her country. But over the first 16 years of her life, Tammy lived in 5 different countries: Thailand, Indonesia, Cambodia, Singapore, and the United States. It wasn't a glamorous life. Tammy's family finally settled in Hawaii, but her father couldn't get a job, and her mother wasn't allowed to enter the country. It took 6 months and lots of paperwork before the family was reunited. Tammy's father was a U.S. Marine during World War II. When Tammy grew up, she joined the military too. She trained as a helicopter pilot. In 2004, she was sent to Iraq with the U.S. Army. One day, Tammy's helicopter was hit by a grenade. She was badly injured and lost both legs. The Army awarded her a Purple Heart, a special medal given to soldiers who are injured in war. Tammy's life looked different after her injury, but she also discovered a new purpose. She started working to improve the lives of her fellow military veterans in 2012. Tammy was selected in the U.S. House of Representatives, and 4 years later she ran for Senate and won. Tammy was the first disabled woman and only the second Asian American woman to be selected to the Senate. In 2018, she became the first senator to give birth while in office. She even brought her newborn daughter with her to cast a vote on the Senate floor while she was on maternity leave. "It doesn't matter if I am tired," Tammy said. "I am going to show up every day and fight." And her quote is, "I shouldn't even be here. So if I'm here, I better do something good." Here's her again. And now it's time for the question on Tammy Duckworth. So my question for all of you is, how did she lose her legs? Was it a car crash, a grenade, or tripped and fell? If you said B, grenade, you are correct. And now it's time for the final story. Kamala Harris. This book was actually recently published to honor her because she recently became vice president. So let's jump into her story. Once upon a time, there was a girl who attended civil rights marches before she was even born. Later, her parents, who were originally from India and Jamaica, took her to protests. They shouted chants while wide-eyed Kamala watched from her stroller. Eventually, Kamala outgrew the stroller and ventured onto the streets of Oakland, California, on her own. She knew she wanted to be someone who could help others in times of trouble. Kamala went to Howard University in Washington, D.C., and followed in the footsteps of many famous black lawyers who came before her. She took an internship at Capitol Hill. Every day she walked by the Supreme Court building. On it, the words "equal justice under law" were etched into the stone. Kamala thought about how to make sure those words were true for everybody. She followed her dreams and became a lawyer. In the courtroom, she always asked tough questions, battling against fierce adversaries with her words. Kamala demanded that people listen to her. She decided to run for office. She became the first ever female district attorney in the San Francisco Bay Area, beating out her old boss to land the job. She later ran for Attorney General of the whole state of California and won. Then Kamala climbed even higher. She was elected to the United States Senate, and in 2020, former Vice President Joe Biden to former President Barack Obama chose her as his running mate when he ran for president. The powerful pair won the election, and Kamala became the first woman and the first person of color to ever hold the VP office. And her quote is, "While I may be the first woman in this office, I won't be the last." And this is her again. And now for her question. So her question is, which state was she a senator for? Was it A, Hawaii, B, Illinois, or C, California? If you said C, California, you are correct. Now, even though that this book isn't our usual book, we're still going to be doing our really fun activity. So, what we're going to be doing, I want you all to grab a piece of paper and some markers or crayons or colored pencils or anything, and we're going to be making a campaign poster for ourselves. All these women were politicians, and so we're going to be imagining that we're also politicians, and we're going to be imagining that we're running for president or running for Congress or running for Senate. So we're going to be making campaign posters to publicize our campaign. Okay? Let's go. Okay, so now you're going to be wanting your piece of paper and your colorful markers or whatever you choose. So we're going to be making a campaign poster. So I'm going to be taking black first, and I'm going to be writing my name. I want to make it really stand out, so doesn't all have to be words, it can be really silly. And now I'm going to be doing something very creative. I'm going to be doing Addie for president. So I'm going to be doing it in all different fun colors. If you don't know how to spell president or Congress or Senate, here's the spelling. Okay, so let's start with red. P. R. E. S. I. D. E. N. And T. Doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to look perfect, but it's all about popping out and being colorful. And we know that girls could be presidents, girls can be anything, because Kamala Harris proved it. Girls literally can be anything. I hope you all enjoyed my video, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!